Good morning. So today's a very different sort of day. I'm setting up my Vive and making this my official virtual reality room. So for those of you who recognize it, this used to be my tabletop time room, and also is sort of a sound studio. So I have my piano under there and my computer there. So yesterday I spent a bit of time neatening it up a little bit and starting to arrange things. I'm just going to spend half an hour this morning setting up a few more cables and a few other little details, because I enjoy doing things nicely and efficiently when I do them, and I'll show you the results when I'm done. So I've nearly finished my setup, and I just went to the hardware store to grab a few last little bits and bobs to nip and tuck it all nicely. And as I went through the checkout, the lady who served me looked outside in the sunshine and said, "Have a lovely day in the sunshine." And I thought to myself, no, I'm going to be in virtual reality all day indoors and eating junk food. Hi, can I get a regular Whopper with cheese meal with Coke Zero? So I've actually finished setting up the room, and the next step is I actually have to set up the technical stuff. But as you can see, this is, it almost feels custom built for my virtual reality setup. I'll give you a bit of a look as to how I've set it up. So this is the front door, and when you walk in, it's pretty empty and pretty spacious, which is sort of the idea. So it's about 2.2 meters long that way, and then I think I have about 2.5 to 2.7 meters that way. So it's decent enough as far as space goes. So the lighthouses are up in these corners, but the thing I'm most proud of is that these things are wired and plugged into this thing, as is this lighthouse. And what that means is I have this funky little switch here that turns them on and off as I please. Ready? Tick. There you go. So not only does it turn on and off the lighthouses, it turns on and off these filming lights with them. So that means when I want to film VR stuff, all I have to do is turn them off when I'm done, and it turns the lighthouses off because they run with motors and I don't want them to wear. I can just turn them on when I'm ready to film. So I'm really happy with that. And then I have a second button, which is actually the audio monitors that I can turn on and off as well. So I'm really happy with that, because I used to have to reach behind and turn them on and off manually, and there's just way too many things that turn on and off that I would have to do, which would be a pain in the butt. Another thing I'm super proud of is that when I built this room, I actually installed these hook things to hang these window shutters from, but it turns out that they are perfect for hanging the virtual reality cable headset. So now I can move around the room and record without tripping over the cable. So that's another thing I'm really excited about. I really enjoy like organizing everything quite a lot. So you can see I actually have another cable connected to my VR headset cable, and this is actually for the lapel microphone, which is currently clipped to the side of the headset. Actually, wait, where is it? Yeah, there it is. So I can take this off and clip it to my shirt whenever I film, and then that cable comes down here and connects to this mixer. Another nifty little thing I'm really chuffed about is that when I'm done filming, I just hang the headset up there, and I put up these little hangers so that they can hang there. And the USB chargers for the controllers are also just sort of leaning on here, so I could pull those out, plug them in, and at the end of every session they will be charging and then fully charged by the time I'm ready to use it again. I just pull them all off together and get going. For anyone curious about the room build itself, it's actually a DIY that I did myself. It's sort of in our shed. I got help from my brother to put up the stud wall and put in the door, but otherwise I hung the plaster and painted everything, and we obviously got an electrician to do the lights, but yeah, and the aircon. This was a really great deal. We got like this second-hand aircon that hadn't been used before, so we got it installed super cheap compared to actual other reverse cycle split system aircons, which now that this is the VR room is like one of the coolest features, because you get so sweaty and I can control the temperature of the room really easy. So if I'm doing more intense stuff, I can just crank that up and it's like right on me. Now the tricky thing that I'm struggling with or going to try and figure out is you can see that there's quite a lot of bright contrast and dark contrast in the video. So what I'm actually thinking is I might wear lighter clothes and even bring down the brightness so that everything except for me is like completely dark, and that actually might be a really cool solution. Because at the moment, even with it like sort of set to mid-tones, like with it sort of medium, I'm really, really bright and the room is really, really dark. So I don't know, I might be able to make that work to my advantage. The idea is, of course, I want the VR filming for my YouTube channel to be as simple as possible on a technical end and then as appealing as possible on the production end. So I'm really stoked with this because originally I built this room as a mini sound studio for the music for the Tellteller, and then also it sort of was secondarily and also used quite a lot as my tabletop time tabletop role-playing game room. But now that I have no more time for that and I've finished with the music for the Tellteller, it was begging to be used for VR, and it's almost, this almost feels like it was purpose built for virtual reality. So, except for these lights, something tells me I'm gonna like accidentally break those at one point because they're sort of hanging down. So I've set up XSplit, and basically what is going on is I have a screen recording of the Vive over here, so you can see as I move the headset, it records what this is seeing. And then at the same time, I have two webcams. One which is sort of cropped out the sides a little bit, and another which is the full sort of aspect ratio. And the reason I've done that is I figure sometimes in edits I'll use like a full body thing just sort of anchored to the left of the screen. So like there may be some shots where it works better and it can zoom in a bit more, but then other shots where I just want the thumbnail in the lower corner. So I figured if I record both at once I can use either. So I did a bit of a test recording with the mic hooked up through this, and that's the audio that's being captured, and this is what it ends up sounding like and looking like. I have the headset on and I'm moving it around, just sort of seeing what the resolution and playback is like. Let's give that a go. So I hop around like an idiot, but that's really just to test the latency, just to make sure there's no lag. And I really feel like I'm good to go, which I'm sort of nervous because I've spent all day setting this up, and I don't know, I don't want to have missed anything, but I think it's time to make some art. Four hours later and I'm done, and I couldn't be happy with how that turned out. I painted the Hulk. I won't show you the finished piece, but I'll give you a little sneak peek. Guess what goes here? A nice big Hulk tushy. Hello. This has become a very confronting sculpture to be making. I'm building up a bit of a layered effect so that when I sort of resize him and move him around when he's at full scale, I get a bit of a parallax, which I think could look cool. I'm going to wrap up for the day. That was a very satisfying and fun thing to do, and I'm going to have to do that more often. It was also really tiring, and my arms from doing that for 4 hours get really sore. Question of the day comes from HTC Studios, who says, any good tips to Instagram from an artist perspective? I think the tip to succeed on Instagram is the same as the tip to succeed on any platform. I'm not as good as Instagram as I am on other platforms, but those key things are consistency and quality and interactivity. So you're going to consistently post quality content and then interact with the people who leave comments, ask for suggestions, and have that back and forth. And I'm best at that on YouTube and Twitter, and I try on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm not very good at that. But they're the three golden things that I would suggest. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I can't wait to see how this all comes together. And tomorrow is a big editing day. I'm going to hopefully turn this and a whole bunch of other videos that have been lined up ready to edit into content ready to release over the next couple of weeks. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Where's the crazy dancer? Where's your crazy dancing? Show me.
How does dancing go?
There it is.